I've never seen a government so absolutely castigated with just a few months in. I've never seen it before. I mean, people's really got their hackles up, haven't they?
And they have, and I think part of the problem with the sort of general problem with this, Mike, is that they came in, you know, to quote-unquote restore integrity, to be the government of
grown-ups, weren't they?
They were going to be the grown-ups. They were going to... Keir Starmer said on the steps of Downing Street, his government was going to be the government of public service. And I think people were at least expecting, you know, after the Tories and they got themselves into the tangle with Liz Truss and Boris Johnson and Partygate and everything else, that, OK, fine, we'll give you a chance. But they expected Labour to live up to that chance. And when you end up in a situation where you're just the same as the last lot, then you end up with the...
Except worse.
Except worse. It's hypocrisy, because you were promising something different.
Rachel Reeves has now been accused this morning in the papers of derailing the economy. You know, there is no part of business that thinks that she's done a good job. Her reputation is now in the toilet, so she's not even now being considered even by the Labour Party as the successor to Keir Starmer. She's dropped down the pecking order because everyone thought she'd be really good, and it turned out she was absolute rubbish. But let's have a look at something slightly different, right, just to take our minds off the government for a moment. Over in America, if you've ever travelled over there and if you've ever flown over there, you'll know that occasionally you get on a plane and there'll be somebody with a little dog or a cat or, you know, a hamster or something, and they call it their support animal. Check this out, right? This is a huge Great Dane, which was apparently brought onto a plane over in the US recently, and people are now asking, have we gone too far with this emotional support animal? Have a look.
Hi, welcome on board. Hi, welcome on board.
That is ridiculous. I mean, I've seen even more strange than that. I've seen people taking a support pony onto a plane.
I mean, it's the size of a Shetland. That's the size of a Shetland pony.
You could literally ride it onto the plane, couldn't you?
And the animal has its own seat.
Right.
Huge dog. It seems very friendly, but I mean, it just...
I mean, if you've paid $200 to go from, you know, Dallas to wherever you're going, you know, Boston,
and you've got
to sit next to a Great Dane, do you?
Slobbering all over you.
And what if it needs to go for a wee?
Yes,
what do you do then?
Or worse.
Or worse. That is not something
where
does it?
Yeah, you don't want to. But you know, the Americans always supersize things, don't they?
Yeah.
You start with a, as you say, you start with a hamster, and you end up, before you know it, you end up with a Great Dane. Because somebody's always got to take it to that level.
And of course, the wokists will say, "Oh, but you know, I can't fly without it." Well, get the train then. You know, you can take a dog on a train; it's not a problem. Let's talk about a story in a couple of the papers today. But the Telegraph have got a version of it. A bottle of wine a week is as good as statins. I used to laugh at these stories because there'd be one practically every single week.
Feel better.
And always they would be contradicting the last story that we got. This one's from the European Heart Journal, which says basically drinking a bottle of wine a week could be better for the heart than taking statins, which supposedly control your your cholesterol levels and all the rest of it. A study examined the impacts of a Mediterranean diet and drinking habits on the cardiac health of hundreds of people. The problem with the Mediterranean diet is that people in Mediterranean countries don't drink wine like we do. You know, we go to the pub and basically drink a bottle of wine and then think about maybe getting another one and then having some more when you get home. Over there, they sort of sit in the sunshine, have a glass of wine that lasts for about 3 hours and have some nice bruschetta, you know, dressed in olive oil and vinegar.
And then they go to sleep.
And we go home and order a curry and they get another bottle of claret down your neck, right? That's just me.
Spanish researchers, yes, they found that, you know, that it's got all the same nutrients, red wine, as olive oil, vegetables, fruit, nuts and fish. You know, it's always thought that you could drink too much wine, but actually a healthy dose. Found that light drinkers, those consuming 3 to 12 small glasses of wine per month, had a 38% lower risk of heart disease compared to those who had less than 1 glass of wine. The best results, the study says, were found among those drinking between 12 and 35 small glasses of wine each month. So that's basically a bottle a week, or a small glass of wine every single day. And look, I think it's the broader point is that the alcohol industry, the food and beverages, hospitality industry has come in for a real hit.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at the budget and
the number of pubs that are closing
energy
every week.
Costs
Yeah.
over. And I think actually, if we're supporting this industry and saying, actually, hang on a moment, we don't need to listen to the health experts on everything.
Who
when they want
say
to ban.
don't drink anything at all.
Don't drink anything at all, or don't. We're going to ban junk food adverts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That actually, this study seems to be saying moderation is okay.
Right.
It's all right.
Wine is not bad for you, as a general rule. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you might as well... for me, the doctors who say you shouldn't drink any alcohol at all are like the people that say you shouldn't go out in case you get run over.
By a bus.
You know, yeah. I mean, you might get run over. People do. But, you know, it doesn't mean that just because you're going out, you're going to get run over. More interestingly, there's another study in the paper from Biology Letters in which it says that alpha males try to impress women and outdo their rivals by heading straight to the bar to buy rounds of drinks. And the more men that are in the company, the more that men try to exhibit behaviour which is similar to that of wild animals, apparently. I mean, I could have told them this. Males try to outperform each other when there is lots of competition for a woman's attention. I mean, I don't know if this is true of Gen Z. I mean, do women buy more drinks now if they're younger? I don't know.
I don't know.
Do they still expect the man to pay for everything? I don't think so.
You don't think?
Well, I've been to restaurants where they give you not only the bill, but then they give you a breakdown of what you do if you want to split the bill between 2 or 4 or 10 people.
Is that a duck going literally straight down the middle?
Literally, yes.
Or does it actually break down exactly what you've had?
No. It breaks it down just by the amount of the total. So, and it actually has, you know, by 2, by 4, by 6, by 8, by 10.
Yeah.
You know, depending on how big the party is.
I have had friends who will always position themselves last. So when the card machine goes round the table and they split the bill, they somehow always work it out that they never have to pay.
I wouldn't have friends like that.
No.
In fact, I wouldn't go out with anyone who splits the bill. You know, you can either buy me dinner or I'll buy you dinner.
I think that's quite a good old school way of doing things.
I think
that's the way I do it now.
And then, you know, if you go out with somebody on a reasonably regular basis, you go, well, next time it's yours. I'll get this one. You know, it's much more friendly, isn't it?
And it takes any issue out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And what you certainly don't want is people who go, well, I didn't have any wine, so I'm only going to pay £20 instead of £40. Well, you won't be coming back to my table. Thank you very much indeed.